The religious and political efforts of Shaikh Ahmad Sirhindi, also known as Mujaddid al-Afsani, left an imperishable mark on the history of Indian Muslims. By opposing bluntly the then newly born Deen-i-Ilahi, condemning the misconceptions related to Wahdat-ul-Wujud, and pulling the Muslims of the subcontinent out of the religious, cultural, and moral crisis, he revived the true spirit of Islam and, as a result, laid the first stone of two-nation theory. Besides that, he also differentiated the Muslims from the Hindus. His sustainable efforts proved splendidly worthwhile in eliminating the un-Islamic practices from the Indian subcontinent. Thus, Shaikh Ahmad Sirhindi, the father of religio-political reform movements, influenced the Muslims of the Mughal period and sowed the seed for the subsequent generations to have a separate homeland, Pakistan. Nothing ruined the Muslim society during Akbar's era religiously, politically, and socially the way Deen-e-Ilahi did. It changed the nature and spirit of Islam. Un-Islamic practices and a widespread belief in karamat and supernatural powers became a common tradition. Apart from this, the mystics and scholars started openly denying the authenticity of Sharia by declaring it superficial. On the other hand, ulema ceased to refer to Quran and Hadith. Consequently, Emperor Akbar's propagated concept of joint nationalism aggravated the un-Islamic social environs. Above all, Wahdat-ul-Wujud and Sulh-i-Kul, peace with all promulgated at the time of Akbar, further exploited many heretical customs and practices in united India. That was the time when Shaikh Ahmad appeared on the horizon as a savior of Islam. On the one hand, he started eliminating the un-Islamic tendencies by rebuking the newly born Deen-e-Ilahi. On the other hand, he started rejuvenating Islam by preaching actual Islamic values simultaneously. He also presented the concept of Wahdat-ul-Shahud by encountering the prevalent idea of Wahdat-ul-Wujud and greatly emphasized that the creator and creatures are two different and separate entities. With that, all the Islamic rituals became part and parcel of society. Accordingly, sending his several disciples across the subcontinent to preach the real Islam impacted India greatly. Therefore, the great practice of slaughtering cows, ordering khutbahs, taking jizya, and constructing prominent mosques was again started due to Sheikh's reform movement. All of his efforts to revitalize Islam and gather the then Muslims under Haq's banner helped him significantly influence Jahangir to alter his religious views, abandon his father's practices, and win him honor and the title of Mujaddid al-Afsani. Shaikh Ahmad Sirhindi made an extraordinary effort, which non-Muslim scholars had even appreciated. Hence, the steps of Shaikh Ahmad Sirhindi purified the religious and practical life of Muslims. As far as the political influence of Shaikh Ahmad Sirhindi was concerned, he never took part in politics. Still, all of his preachings and efforts gave birth to two-nation theory in the subcontinent, an impregnable political slogan. He staunchly believed that the Muslims and the Hindus are separate identities, thus, their amalgamation on any grounds would lead both identities towards complete distraction. Although he never tried to sculpt Muslim nationalism, he fought against Akbar's confused policies for restoring Islam and drew a distinctive line between Muslims and Hindus. Moreover, his Islamic Renaissance movement helped Muslims to achieve their lost glory. Hence, the influence of Shaikh Ahmad paved the way for the coming reformers, like Shah Wali Ullah, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, Syed Ahmad Shahid and others in the political arena. Allama Iqbal did praise Shaikh Ahmad Sirhindi for his work by saying, "He was the guardian of the Muslim faith in India whom God had given a timely warning." The social condition of the Muslims was interlinked with the religious situation prevailing in united India. It soon became better when the Muslim society started moving back towards Islam, which resulted in the prohibition of interreligious marriages, the root cause of social evils of that time. Moreover, the abundant Islamic rituals were restored as Shaikh Ahmad Sirhindi persuaded the Muslims to adopt simple life in the light of Islam and Sunnah. Akbar's motivation and intention behind introducing a new religion, Deen-e-Ilahi, was solely based on political grounds rather than a religious one. However, his promulgated Deen-e-Ilahi aggravated the already fragile Islamic belief of then Muslims. As a result, Muslims started suffering politically, socially, and, above all, religiously. To counter all those social, political, and religious evils, the only personality who came forward with a distinctive ideology was Shaikh Ahmad Sirhindi. He did not only challenge Akbar's Deen-e-Ilahi but also re-established the lost glory of Islam by propagating true Sharia in the Indian subcontinent. It is a fact that every action reacts. Similarly, Shaikh Ahmad Sirhindi, as a personality, and his preachings were the reaction of Akbar's propagated practices and his newly promulgated deen. It was none but Shaikh Ahmad Sirhindi who openly discussed social, political, and religious matters by adopting and propagating true Islamic values and helped Muslims have a distinctive identity from Hindus. Not last but least, his efforts impacted the Indian subcontinent, sowed the seeds of the two-nation theory, a concept on which Muslims successfully secured a separate homeland, Pakistan.